Now, before you all get your torches and pitchforks about how Animal Crossing New Horizons triggers you, doesn't really trigger me all that much. I think there are exactly three little annoyances that I could do without. Now, before I get into the really big annoyances, you know, the ones that grind my gears and all that, there is one dishonorable mention that I'd like to mention. The crafting. It's a really good feature, but does the crafting have to encompass everything? Well, not really, because that's why it's a dishonorable mention on this list. Otherwise, the crafting is pretty great. And with that, moving on to the third annoyance on the list. Now, what's the third annoyance on this list? What could be one that constantly grinds my gears? Oh yeah! Remember the Bunny Day aspect of the game? The Bunny Day that was 2 weeks long? Yeah, that left a sour taste in many people's mouths, what with the special events and all. And yes, now there was an International Museum Day that should have only lasted for 1 day. That should have been it. Now I know the fishing tourneys and bug offs last only 1 day, and that's on a Saturday, I think. However, that museum thing lasted for the entire second half of May, as well as recent Cyrus's wedding day, which was a whole month long. Might as well call it a wedding month. Makes no sense to have an entire month dedicated to recent Cyrus's wedding. It should have only been a day. Pick a day and stick with it. Sheesh. Special events can kind of grind my gears. Anyway, second on our list, there was no surprise as to whether this next point would be on here or not, because I watched a video regarding the Animal Crossing villagers. They were villagers with actual personality in the first Animal Crossing game. The second Animal Crossing game had a friendship system. Third Animal Crossing game, New Leaf, it kind of slid downhill a little bit, but then came the fourth game. They put way too much agency on the player and not enough agency in the villagers. And yeah, I gotta agree that the villagers, at least the villagers, could make requests for public works projects in New Leaf, but in the New Horizons world, the only public works projects you get are bridges and inclines. That is 70% less content than either you or I would have expected from Animal Crossing. No doubt. And with that said, let's move on to the number one annoyance. And yes, this affects the meta of Animal Crossing as well. Here it is, the number one annoyance. I could have put in any number of things as number one. I could have put in the ridiculously huge house loan you get from Tom Nook once you fully upgrade your house, but I didn't. I could have put in the ridiculously long cutscene that takes place when you go to another person's island or leave that island, but I didn't. I could have put in any number of things as number one. But do you know what I decided on? The spawn rate of the special guest. yes, and special guests in general. Not KK Slider, because KK's okay. I'm talking about Daisy May, Red, Gulliver, and perhaps a bunch of other guests. But yeah, that is really weird. The spawn rate not only is annoying, but now the forums of the Animal Crossing message boards are flooded with such topics as, I got X animal in Y town today, who's in your town? People are asking this question, and it annoys me to no end when they ask that. And I'm pretty sure it's annoyed some of you as well when you get this question, because, yeah, I really, really hate getting this question. I really hate it. And with that, that's my 3 annoyances on Animal Crossing New Horizons. Do you agree with my list? Do you know of any other annoyances that I may have missed? Please write down your thoughts in the comment section below. With that, this is the Gamer Nerd. If you like what you saw, like, comment, and subscribe. This is the Gamer Nerd, and I will see you next time. Peace out, everyone. Allow me to clarify, if my subtitle went by too fast for you to read, that I am not annoyed with the people who were asking the question of who's in whose town as a whole. I'm annoyed at the fact that they asked this question. You should know who's in whose town just by flying to it. And yes, the annoying cutscene when it comes to flying to another person's town does not help. Like, at all. It just really doesn't. I mean, if there were an option to skip this cutscene, I would be fine with that. But unfortunately, the cutscene is just unskippable. Or you only have to view the cutscene for entering and leaving once, and then the rest of the time it can be skipped. That's just what I think. But I don't know about you. If you don't think that cutscene is where you go to another person's town or leave from another person's town is annoying, that's just your opinion. These are my opinions and my opinions only. And with that said, that's the end of my little rant, a little bit of my final thoughts, if you will, and a little bit of my explanation, if you will. Anyway, hope you all have a great day, and I will see you soon. Peace out.